All right, everybody, welcome back to the Made New Project. We are here looking and discovering for people who have been made new, different ways of their life, whether that be through faith, endurance, sports, life experiences, anything you've been through. We just want to find out what has made you new, and in this life, we're always going through new processes of becoming new people, and that's why we're a project, man. So today, got a special episode with, I wouldn't say a guest, but like a co-host. Co-host and a friend.
Yeah, hopefully this ain't the last time I'm on here.
My boy Kyle Sutherland. Kyle is currently active duty military combat engineer, the same job I did while I was in. He is Sapper Leader Course qualified. He is Air Assault qualified. He currently works for the Sapolsky Air Assault course as a Sapper Leader pre-course instructor. And he is recently an ultramarathoner, completed one, and we'll call it a half, because you got the miles.
Yeah, did the miles, but I did not make the time.
Well, no, but you did the miles at Cocodona. They were split, is what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
you did straight up 40 miles.
Yeah.
Like that. And then you did another, 40 or so at Cocodona as well?
Yep, I did 40 on the dot as well.
Yeah, so Kyle's getting into the space and looking for a big race probably this next year, and we're super excited for that. But today we're going to recap the Cocodona 250. Kyle was a part of the crew and pace team. Oh, yeah. I would say the hype man was probably the title that you got. Just the shenanigan officer, dude.
I was there for just the comedic relief for most of it.
That was everybody, though, dude. Every time I pulled in, you guys were just having a blast.
Yeah, we were hooping and hollering pretty much 24/7.
That made me, relieved me a little bit, just right off the rip. I was like, okay, dude, because you know how worried I was about the car situation, if everybody was going to get along, all that. We'll get into it, but starting from the top, Kyle, we actually flew together and everything. So we were from minute 0 all the way through. We were together, so the flight was smooth. We got in. We stayed at my grandma's place. She lives about 40 minutes, which, dude, that was. We got into Phoenix and we immediately were hit with there's homeless people in Phoenix, dude. And we pulled into a gas station just to, I forgot even, we were just getting water.
Yeah, I think we were just getting some energy drinks, something to kind of keel us over after the flight, and stumbled upon pretty much a whole homeless encampment right outside the gas station. So it was pretty
Yeah, I was worried about the rental car within the first 12 minutes of us having it. I was like, hopefully it doesn't get stolen.
Yep.
But so we move there. We move over to Grammy's house. My grandma, she's nearly 80 years old. I hadn't seen her in 10 years. It was like I saw her last week, dude. She was so welcoming and so happy to have us. She's also 4'10".
Yep. Yeah.
Max.
At most.
But
at
super
most.
active.
Oh yeah.
And super spunky, I would say.
She was super cool the whole entire time, though.
Yeah. So,
I think we all love her.
Yeah, a couple days me and Kyle spent pretty much just with my grandma, at least the whole first day. She took us to the community pool. We got ragged on for our hair being too dark in color. They were saying we were the only young people there. She lives in
a retirement community almost.
Yeah, these people have money. We were on the golf course.
Yeah.
It was relaxing. It was the perfect place. If I was to pick a place, let me relax for a couple days before I go run 250 miles, that was the spot.
Oh, yeah. It was super nice out there.
Yeah, and so we did some walking there. We did a little bit of a shakeout run on Saturday. And then Sunday, Nate flew in, Noah flew in.
Yep.
So we went and picked them up, Nate being from Idaho, and I met him at the Mid-State Mile. Talked to him a little bit on Instagram, and that's really about it. And he called me 2 days before he flew out. He was like, dude, I want to help. You need me? And I'm like, honest, bro, I got 3 guys. I don't need you, but I'd love to have you. He's like, I'm booking. And I'm like, let's go, buddy. And we went from 2 people, me, Kyle, and Noah, to 4 in the week before the race.
Yeah, because originally it was literally
just me and you for a second.
Yeah, it literally was just gonna be me probably driving the car and trying to figure stuff out as we went.
Yeah, that would have been a mess. Now that we look at it, that would have been.
Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. So
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, dude, you're about to run 250 miles, so you shouldn't have to be worried about it. But I was like, yo, if it's just me out here, it's gonna be rough.
Now looking back at it, that would have been.
Yeah, it would have been rough.
Whole different, rough.
Yeah, would have been very
the right
rough.
word. And so, anyways, Noah, he's on my race team, East Coast Adventures, and so I just spoke to him on Instagram. I'd never met him, and so we picked those dudes up. They were stoked. We went and got some stuff from the grocery store, if I remember correctly, just like hit the Walmart.
Yeah.
Didn't really need much, but we got some stuff.
Yeah, really just like element packets, electrolytes, like just like some carb stuff.
Yeah.
Which we ended up pretty much not using at all, but
I have so much of that stuff left over, dude. I bought so much. Me and Kyle bought. We didn't talk about our grocery store experience, but not really. I mean, we bought a ton of stuff and we didn't use 80% of it.
Yeah,
And,
it just took up room in the car.
And so we picked those guys up, and then my buddy Corey and Brian. Corey Clark was running the race, and I know him real well. Done some training runs with him, and we're like, hey, let's catch some lunch. You know, we headed to the Mellow Mushroom, get in with his crew. Kind of talk crap in the parking lot for a little while, get acquainted, eat some solid pizza, and then we're about to head down into Deep Canyon Ranch for the pre-party, the expo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the pre-race get-together.
Yeah, the bib pickup, bib photos, influencer central. And this is where I think that things got kind of real in a way that, like, I've never been surrounded by this in my life. I've run... at this point 15 ultramarathons, and I've never seen a pro runner, I've never seen a influencer runner, I've never seen an elite runner, I've never seen a camera crew at a race. All that was there, like, in tenfold.
Yeah, it was honest. It was ridiculous. Like, at least, like, especially from me, like, because, like, they probably don't know, but, like, you know, like, I'm a very kind of, like, I just keep to myself kind of person. And so, like, getting out there and just seeing all the camera crews and, like, all these big name people that, like, I've seen on, like, documentaries and stuff like that, like, it was a super crazy experience just to, like, be around it.
Yeah, it's like, wow, like, these people are in front of me. I've only seen them in, like you're saying, documentaries and, like, on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, I just follow them, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they're, like, right there having conversations. I think the first person we saw, we go to get in line, Courtney DeWalter pops in with her, like, 5-person camera crew. She, like, jets to the front of the line, gets her bib, and just hightails out. And that's the last anybody saw of her until race day. I mean, we never saw her again at all. Didn't see her during the race, didn't see her after the race, didn't see her at all, I don't think.
No, she literally picked up her bib, and then she just dipped.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to just mentally prepare herself for...
Yeah, I don't blame her. Because, like, I mean, on the other side of things, you saw... people like Cam Haynes, Eli, Andy, Rachel, Sally. I mean, you can name them all. And they were having conversations, taking photos, video cameras all around, doing this, doing that. So we got to meet and talk to a lot of those people. You know, I mean, Cam Haynes was the big one for most of us. Most of us are pretty big Cam Haynes fans. And we talked to him for a while. Got our bib. It was hot out there. We got roasted quick, dude. We went from... cut off sleeves to, like, I need my sun shirt, like, right now. And I'm at the pre-race. Dude.
I'll say we literally got back that night, and, like, I already had sunburn coming in, and I was like, yikes. Like, this is gonna be a rough week. But
and John hadn't got with us yet, so we'll get to so we get done with Deep Canyon Ranch. There was a race brief at 5:30, and we kind of figured out, like, the day before, we're like, I don't think we need to go to the race brief, because there was a YouTube race brief, there was that I watched multiple times. There's the pamphlet that tells you everything. And looking at it now, if you guys are going to run Cocodona 250, I don't think we missed anything. No. You know, we didn't get in trouble. So that means that we were doing something
I mean,
right.
as long as you're tracking, like, what the actual, like, trail markers and everything are, and, like, what the rules are for your pacers or, like, your crew, like, the race brief, I feel like, is kind of just, like, eating up more time, where instead you can be, like,
resting,
getting ready.
Setting up my pack. I mean, that because we went back and we still didn't get to bed till 8 o'clock probably. You know, which isn't bad, but we were waking up at 3, so we were trying to get to bed as quick as we could. So anyway, so we head out of Deep Canyon probably 3:30. You say 3:30 p.m. or so. Talked to John. John's on his way from Tucson. Never met John in my life. He's a friend of a friend. He has run the Arizona Monster 300. He has run Moab 240. Completed both of them. And I'm like, he's like, what's your grandma's address? I give it to him, and don't hear from him. You know, we get to my grandma's house about 40 minutes away, and bam, John's truck is in the driveway. I still haven't heard from him. He's not in the truck. So we walk in, and John's pretty much having coffee with my grandma at the round table, and they're just hanging out.
Yeah, they literally didn't say a word to us at all. We just pulled up, and we're like, yo, whose truck is that in the driveway? And then we walk in, and John is talking with your grandma and then her friends.
Marge.
And, Marge and Rudy.
And so they're having a party over there.
Yeah. Completely left us out. Yeah.
Surprise, Arizona. And yeah, but it was cool. And so then, we're kind of hanging out, and Marge made us all lasagna. So she's like, boys, the dinner's going to be ready in X amount of time. So we're like, okay, we have some time. We do a little powwow, pretty much, of the expectations of the race, which honestly probably unnecessary because, like, I don't know, like, it went fine, but we didn't need to do that. But it was nice to just acquaint with everybody. I think was more the thing. Like, this is Nate, this is Noah, this is John. Here's everybody. Let's hope it runs smooth. These are the goals, if possible. We didn't meet any of the goals. 72 hours didn't happen. Top 20 didn't happen. But we still ran it. We'll get into it. But we still ran a pretty good race.
Yeah, no.
All right. Anyways, so we get the guys to the hotel. I think you took the guys to the hotel. And then we bedded down. And we woke up 3 a.m., met the guys, headed back over to Deep Canyon Ranch. The line coming into Deep Canyon Ranch was like the most anxiety I feel like during the whole race. Like, just felt like we were going to take forever to get in.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had to crap. So that was another problem, because I went from that line to getting my tracker, which took like 0 seconds at all. And they don't really check for, like, if you have 4 liters of water capacity. They just pretty much ask, do you have this, this, and this? And I'm like, yep. And they're like, all right, here's your tracker. They slap it on. And I was like, all right, I go to the bathroom. So I go over to that line. And that line was very long.
Yeah, that was something, like, looking back.
We get there earlier.
Yeah, get there earlier. And then also it's just like, I mean, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know all you guys aren't racing. Like, how about you, like, I mean, not to, like, try to be, but it's like, if someone's about to race, like, let them get in front of the line so they can use the bathroom and, like, be ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know if there was an announcement, but yeah, there should be something like, if you're not racing, you gotta wait till 5 a.m. Because we're all stepping off at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So, like, they're gonna be wide open after that. There's 400 runners starting the race.
Yeah, because that's what we all were kind of like. We were all grouped up, and we were like, yo, like, it was like 5 minutes before the start, and we were like, is he still in the bathroom? Like, this is, like, he's cutting up pretty close.
Yeah, I had to go, and I'm glad I did, like, because I emptied out, which is always a big relief for me before a race. I popped an Imodium that morning just to make sure everything was calm, and then we took off. And so for folks that don't know, the first section, you guys don't see me for 37 miles, and it's 10,000 feet of climbing. It's absolutely rugged terrain. I knew it was going to be. I just could not imagine what it was. You guys get held at Bumblebee until I hit some spot.
But before we get to that, one thing I do want to say about that start is you were so locked in that morning that it was... I forget who it was. I think it was Nate or somebody was trying to get a picture with you before you started, and you literally stared at him and you said, I gotta go, and then you just beeline to, like, the front of the start.
It was Corey Clark.
Oh yeah, it was Corey.
He was running the race. And he's my buddy, and dude, I have no recollection of that. I guess he literally was like, "Hey man, let's get a picture," and he's like, "You just said no, gotta go."
Yeah. Yeah, and then, like, when the race started, we were all, like, out in the crowd, like, looking for you as you ran by. And, like, everyone's, like, smiling and cheering and stuff. And, dude, you're, like, you were just, like, stone cold, like, just locked in, just, like, when you ran by, I was like, oh, yeah, he's dialed. He's ready to go.
I think I was nervous, man. Like, I don't know if I was locked in, but because I was having a blast. I had a blast the day before and everything else. I was excited. But, yeah, the whole point of getting to the front was I didn't want to get stuck in that Congo line because – and it did get real tight real quick. And so I kind of blasted out probably in the front, like 50 people right off the rip. And I stayed up there for quite a while, just making sure I was, like, in front of the people that are walking super early, because I want to be able to run when I can run. Anyway, so we move up. There's a water station. There's a full aid station at 7.5 miles. Yeah. I popped on the camera there for a second. I was running close to Sally and Andy and Eli at that time, Eli Weeby. I ran with Cam for a couple miles, but then he kind of blasted, and I was like, I mean, I told him at one point, I was like, dude, you got the most expensive tank top out here, because he wears that cut off, like, Gucci button up, dude. It's literally Gucci. It's probably like a $400 shirt that he ripped the sleeves off of, that he runs ultramarathons in. And he just chuckled, but he blasted off at some point. I wasn't about to do all that. I was running with Sally for a while, probably real close from 7 to about, I don't know, maybe mile 15, she was running with some people, and we were climbing hard, and it was hard climbing. We're talking like softball to volleyball size rocks on top of like loose sandy rock. It's just really, really rough.
Yeah.
And climbing, and we were climbing hard, and then they hit the flats, and they're like running 10-minute miles in the flats, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm like, this is not gonna go well for me if I keep this up, because I'm redlining like throughout the climbs. Like I'm 180 heart rate at mile 15, dude. Like we got to chill out. Yeah. So I was starting to take those flats and walk a little bit. I got stuck in a little bit of a Congo line, but I think it was perfect. It was a perfect pace. We were kind of just jogging around at like a 10:45 in like this single track stuff for a while, and then I finally passed that guy. We come into, there's a water station at mile 24, and you kind of go down into like this weird little like area where you're finally shaded with like a little, this guy hiked in there like with all the stuff, and then he has to hike back out. Yeah. And you can only get a liter of water there, and he like fills up your liter. You bounce out, and you've got 8 miles to Lane Mountain. And so that's pretty much, the climbing's actually pretty much done at that like 28 or 24, maybe a little bit more, but then it levels out probably 4 miles before Lane Mountain. And this is when I figured out that I was starting to get a little dehydrated, because I'd only peed like twice, and we're like 8 hours in, and that's a red flag, you know? Yep. And so I start sucking down electrolytes and water at that point. I'm moving a little bit slower, get into Lane Mountain. I refill everything that I have there. This lady gives me this little cross. This is like a little, I taped it because it broke at some point, but she took my bottle, and she knew who I was. I don't know who this is still, but because she said my name, she's like, Dylan. And then she's like, let me trade you. And she gave me this little cross right here, which I carried throughout most of the race, I think, until I took my belt off, because it was in my waist belt. But I filled up there. I ate, I know, a banana and some other stuff. And then it was 4 or 5 miles smooth to Crown King, kind of downhill. And coming into Crown King, I was running with this guy, Robert Berry, super good dude. He's from East Tennessee. He was telling me about races and the Viper 100. Good dude. And he raced Cocodona last year. I think dipped out at like mile 150 or something like that. So he was back for redemption, which he ended up getting. So that's super. I looked him up after, because it's like I spent some miles with the guy, and it's like I just want to see where he finished, and if he finished the race, and he did. So I was super stoked for him, man. Good dude. And we pull into Crown King. You guys are right there, ready to go, cheering me on. Nate's getting a video. Nate was like video guy 1.
Oh yeah. He was definitely the like photographer / video guy, making sure that he got you leaving, coming in, like everything.
Yeah, you guys kind of pulled me down like off the side into this little trail, and then our car was backed up next to a flatbed trailer, which kind of worked out nice for you guys. And we just pretty much got started on foot care, and feet were propped up. John started working on my feet. John was definitely foot specialist number 1. Oh yeah, like he was on it all week, dude.
He was Johnny on the spot when it came to the feet.
Literally, like I could not. I don't know how bad my feet would have gotten without him, but I couldn't imagine not having a guy that good at doing what he was doing. I mean, phenomenal, dude. Yeah. And really not taking that much time doing that. Like probably the whole process, less than 10 minutes every time he did the feet. Yeah. And at that point, we kind of were just socks off, clean them, wash them, reapply salty britches, new socks, new shoes, and then we pretty much blasted. What did I eat there?
I think there we got you, it was like a pulled pork sandwich. That's right. And some fries from the little store that was a little bit down the ways.
And I started ripping salt pills too, because I told you guys.
Because when you came in, you were like, hey, like I'm definitely like a little dehydrated, and so we tried to pretty much every aid station we tried to have you down at least that Gatorade and that bottle of water, and then usually if you were like feeling pretty rough, we'd give you those salt pills, or like if you asked for them. So really it's just trying to keep the electrolytes in you throughout the whole race. And that took some time to self-correct, because then I went from there, and I wasn't going to see you guys again until Whiskey Row at like mile 75. So we had another big section, 38 miles without seeing you guys. There's 2 aid stations in between there, that Arostra Creek at 51, and then Camp Kippa at like 62 or 64, something like that. Arostra Creek, I came in there. It was kind of just like a big tent, and then you couldn't go inside of it, and then just like circled chairs around there.
I popped in, I got some ramen, I think there, and I refilled on everything that I needed, especially like my tailwind, the electrolytes and stuff like that. So I doubled, I think, on that, and then the pack, I got water in there. And I was starting to recoup. Like, I was starting to pee again. Things were getting clearer, so I knew that we were like rebounding, and I was taking that section a little slow just to get everything, all the nutrients back in.
Yeah.
And took off from Arastra Creek, and I knew from Rob Barry told me that there's a pretty tough climb from Arastra Creek into Camp Kippa, and he wasn't wrong. Like, it's like in like a ravine where you can't like use your poles very well, you know? Your feet aren't landing flat on the ground. So it was just like a tough section to climb, you know, and it probably lasted 2 or 3 miles, and I think it's like 3,000 or 4,000 feet of climbing. So it was fairly serious. Get into Camp Kippa, that was an indoor aid station, and there were people in there were rough, dude. It was like a war trauma scene in there, dude. Like, people curled up on benches, other dudes like just laying down with like almost like bare bone, like just wearing shorts. I don't know why. And it was rough. Jeff Garmire's in there. He's like a super accomplished ultra runner, and he's really good. And he was just sitting there just like barely sipping soup with his shoes off. Like, he looked like a homeless dude in there. Like, people were, it looked rough in there. And I remember getting in there, and I was eating some hot food, and I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, this looks like a bad place to be, dude. Like, I just remember not liking the vibes in there. Like, it felt sick, dude. It felt ill. Like, people were not doing well in this place, dude.
Yeah, you didn't want to get caught up in all that.
No, man, no. And so I jetted out of camp, because I wasn't getting tired yet, and jetted out of Camp Kippa, and pretty easy running from there down into Prescott, and you come down the streets a little bit into downtown Prescott, and then ripped into Whiskey Row. And I just remember coming into Whiskey Row, I wasn't tired, but I was ready to change clothes, because I started just stripping my clothes off before I even got to my chair.
Yeah, pretty much pretty much everybody in Whiskey Row is laughing, because you pretty much showed up with like nothing on already. Like, you definitely were ready to you were over it. You were ready for something different.
Yeah, I don't remember why that was, but that's definitely what I wanted. And I wanted pizza, which we got that. I had to use the restroom, so I think I crapped, and then I ate some pizza, sat down, we redid foot care, and from there I was taking you, and we were changing into road shoes, which we'll get into if that was a good idea or not, because it's still iffy. But we were told that there's a possibility you could rock road shoes from Whiskey Row all the way to Fain Ranch. And so we're like, we're going to give it a shot. You know, let's get into something with some more cushion for a little while, and let my feet rest out of the trail shoes. And I don't remember anything else significant in Whiskey Row. It was a cool vibe in there. I don't know how it felt for you guys.
Yeah, it was super sick. We got there probably like honestly, we probably got there like 4 hours or so before you showed up. Because, like, we went and ate with Corey's crew, and then I took, like, an hour and a half nap before I was going to be pacing with you the rest of the night. And then, it was super cool experience. Like, right there in the middle of downtown Prescott, like, everybody was hyped up. We were literally set up right next to the Satisfy guys.
Okay.
And so they were, like, we just missed...
Is that Max?
Yeah, we just missed Max by like 5 minutes when we showed up there.
Yeah. But because we popped in there, and then I got like, I don't remember what I wore out of there, but we got like 100 meters down the road, and I was like, I need something. I needed a jacket, or I needed to take off a jacket.
No, so we made it a quarter mile
less than a quarter mile
out of the aid station.
You can receive aid based off the rules. You can receive aid within a quarter mile on either side of the aid station.
Yeah, which we were within a quarter mile. We were literally like down the street, like
we were like a 2
meters.
blocks.
Maybe. If that.
Yeah,
but
what did I want though?
You stopped, and you were like, I need my windbreaker, because it started getting cold that night.
That's right.
Yeah, because one thing also is when we blew out of Whiskey Row, Sally was leaving with us, and I forget exactly what you said, but I think you were like, hop on the train, Sally, we're leaving.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
I do remember them. I just don't remember saying that.
And then we were kind of...
That's where I caught her, because she, like I said, I stopped running with her at like mile 15.
Yeah.
Didn't see her at Crown King. And then, we passed her and her pacer there on the roads.
Yep.
because we ran pretty good from there to Watson Lake.
Yeah, no, from Whiskey Road to Watson Lake, it was pretty much all like actually road.
Yeah, but that is where I took that residential crap.
Yeah, you
pretty
did.
much right off the side of the road.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And then I remember you told me you're like you can keep walking ahead because I don't want to get nervous.
Yeah, I'm not a public.
Yeah,
Keeper,
yeah.
Like I wouldn't do well in jail.
But yeah, no, we were we were cooking really good going from Whiskey Road to Watson Lake. Like
it was pretty easy running.
Yeah, it was
mostly downhill. It felt like.
Yeah, mostly downhill or flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then like that last like mile and a half was trail, but it was like an actual like service road, so it was pretty easy going.
Yeah. So if I was to tell anybody like road shoes from there to there, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Rock whatever is your most comfortable thing. You're not going to encounter anything technical at all. Not even a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, we pull into Watson Lake, and the sun had not rose yet, I don't think.
No, we came in about like 4, almost 5.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Because we did the math. We're like, you can sleep here at Whiskey Row, but I wasn't really that tired.
Yeah.
And it's so loud there, too, is another thing. It's like, where like you're going to be on the street. Like, there's going to be the cowbells, and everything else is going to be going on.
Yeah.
So I just knew it wasn't a good spot to sleep. Plus, it was just road running to Watson Lake. And, so we bedded down for, what, 20 minutes at Watson Lake?
Yeah, you did 20 minutes at Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we ate some what was there? Tacos maybe? No, I don't remember. Maybe mashed potatoes was there.
Yeah, I think it was mashed potatoes. I remember you being like, you're like, these are like super salty.
Yeah. That was good because Watson Lake's the one that had like that elevated little gazebo area, right? Yeah. Okay. And so we move out of there and we go through those dells, the rocks, which were super cool but very tough.
Yeah. Which also, before we get to that, also. Going from Watson Lake to Fain Ranch, I finally realized that I had about like $1 worth of change in my pocket. That was rattling.
This change pissed me off the entire section.
Dude,
I'm like, dude, what is this guy?
Yeah.
Why are you carrying? Like, how do you even have change in your pack, dude? Like, I didn't even know why you had change.
I had it in my little pocket in my shorts. And I did not even notice it until we started leaving Watson Lake, and I was like, "Oh, this was probably bothering him this whole entire time." And I literally just, like, I felt bad, but I literally just like took the change out and just like whipped it into the tree. Like I was like, "Dude," I was like, "That must have been mad annoying."
Yeah, it was, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine."
Yeah, I had a couple blunders during this trip that we'll get into.
Yeah, it didn't affect like the running or anything, but I do remember like I heard it and I was like, just why? Like why is there change right now? Rattling.
I just didn't want you to lose me.
Literally midnight.
Yeah, I didn't want you to lose me at night, dude.
So you trying to pick up a homeless dude.
Dude.
Trying to run us down.
It's those guys from the gas station. I was trying to make friends with them.
Yeah, that is true though. But you did get rid of the change. Yeah, we go through those dells, and this is where I think you were like, I think the road shoes were a bad idea. Yeah. I was like, I'm not sure about it either.
Luckily it was a pretty short section, probably like a mile or two.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those rocks. It was literally just like a constant up and down, like up these little boulders. Yeah,
like climbing unflat surface the entire way.
Yeah.
But really pretty little area there for sure.
Yep.
Was easy to follow. Didn't have any problem. Like I think people talk about nav. It was really easy, but we hit it at morning. Like it was. It was dawn. Dawn.
The sun was up by the time we hit him.
Yeah, we missed the camera guy, dude, because all the professional photos, we must have missed him by like, we were ahead of him by like 10 minutes, I swear, dude.
Oh, really?
They got great pictures, not us. We aren't in there. Then we move up towards Fain Ranch, which that section's just crazy exposed and flat.
Yeah.
And kind of unrunnable. It's very awkward.
Yeah, it is. It looks like you can just breeze down through that thing, but it is pretty. You got like cactuses. There's little potholes from like all the cows walking through the pastures, because like that's all that whole entire section was pretty much, was just running through pastures.
Yeah, we were on that road for a little while, right? Yeah. Yep. Is that where we went by like those cops too? Doing that. Maybe that was later on. Oh, that was way later on. I think the cops doing like they were doing like speed training out there. Were you?
Oh yeah.
That Fain Ranch?
That was Fain Ranch.
Yeah, we went like around. These cops are out there, folks. Like whipping their SUVs.
Yeah, they were doing like some kind of like defensive driving training or something like that.
That's what you said. Yeah, they were whipping, dude. And I was like, what if they go through the fence right now?
Take us out because we literally were like right along the fence line.
Yeah. Okay, that was there. Yeah, and then you L shape up, and then we were on that road for a while.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of people because they started that stupid Mingus Traverse thing. Right?
Oh yeah.
Which no hate, folks. No hate on that. It's just like it was annoying, especially when we got to the ladders. Yeah. Because I already didn't want to go on the ladder, and then to have to wait in line to go up the ladder.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, one, this is taking time that I the seconds aren't that precious, but it's just annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to be slower. These guys are, they're climbing up the ladder like it's nothing. You know what I mean? And they're jumping off the third story of that ladder, dude. And I'm like barely able to climb the thing, you know? But yeah, because and it was single track too. So like, we're moving over for people. People are going around us. It was cool, good for them, but it was, and they were super nice. Everybody's like, good job, because they knew we were 250, and, but yeah, and then, we go through all the ladders, which we probably did 7 of them, together.
Yeah, just
then
we
went
on our
under
section.
that thing, and remember how pissed I was of like where the aid station was compared to where we were going? I was like, dude, how far up are we going to go before we cut back to that aid station? And I saw people like coming out of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to go like way up. It wasn't true, but I thought we were about to go like 2 more miles before we cut back in. Yeah. Little did I know, we went over like a little crest, went under the road, right? Yeah. Over a ladder, and then we were. Yeah, no, because
you were complaining. You were complaining about how far down we had to go back. And then you saw that you had to climb a ladder, go under, and then back over another ladder, and you're like, this is stupid. You're like, who planned this?
Yeah. Mind you, folks, we're about 95 miles in at this point. Yeah. Middle of day 2. About the middle of day 2. Yep. We pull into Fain Ranch. Everybody talks about the Fain Ranch aid station, the Satisfy nonsense, which you could talk about that, because I didn't experience any of it. You guys literally told me, like, you're not going over there to the couches. You're going to come over here to your chair. Yep. We got the food that we needed, and then started foot care pretty much. Yep. Yeah.
We had it was pretty much the same routine. Every single aid station was just, as soon as you come in, elevate your feet, get your shoes off, wash them, let them air out while you're eating and or doing whatever, and then we'd go into putting the salty britches back on, getting your shoes back on, making sure you had the right shoes that you wanted to wear, which those Cascadias seemed like they were pulling some pretty heavy weight.
Once I wore the Brooks Cascadias once, I went back a couple times, but really that's the shoe I wanted to wear after I wore it once. Yeah. Because leaving Fain Ranch, I took, did I take Nate straight from there to Mingus?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Is that how that goes? Let me just look real quick in the crew binder, because I know. So Fain Ranch to Mingus. Yeah. I took Nate, and so the running for you, it wasn't that bad of a section. Yeah, all together.
The 2 sections I did with you was very, like, honestly, I would consider those like pretty easy sections.
Yeah, I would say like I'd scale them like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Like we were cruising. Yeah, because like we were doing, like, you were talking about how before the race, you were talking about how you wanted to do like the 5-to-1 like run walks, and we were pretty much able to do that like the whole entire time, minus like that mile or 2 in the dells. Yeah,
or the dells.
Yeah, in the dells. Yeah, but like for the most part, like when we were on the road, like on the little dirt trail and stuff like that, like
we were moving on.
Yeah, we made some pretty good time. I think we were keeping like under 15-minute miles. So
yeah. Yeah, so then I pick up Nate, and we do the Mingus climb, and it was no joke, And everybody knew this from Nate more than they did me. I remember telling Nate while we were doing it, like, this is serious, the Mingus climb. And this is where I think I started getting a little clogged up, too, which I still don't know exactly if that was the dust, if it was the elevation, but probably a combination of the two. The climb to Mingus was hard. I don't remember a lot of it in detail. Nate might remember a little more. It is cool because you start to get into the forest, and that's always fun, because we were in that like crazy exposed area, and then you start to climb up into Mingus, and it's like a whole, like, camping ground up there or something like that, with cabins and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's got like cabins, little dining hall. I think it's like a little like summer camp area or something like that.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah,
it looked
yeah,
cool. It
super
like
nice.
opens up. There's like a little pond. They were doing the basketball thing.
Yep.
Over there. And we planned for me to take a shower.
Yeah.
And you guys wanted me to eat a lot of food there too. So I don't know if I was down on nutrition, but they had that dang lasagna. That was good.
Yeah.
The meat lasagna and the vegan lasagna.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was, gluten free, whatever it was, dude. There was like a vegetable one and a meat one. I started slamming that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was honestly kind of at the point where, like, for us crewing, because, like, I mean, for the most part, we were pretty good at being, like, whoever was pacing would be like, hey, like, what's at the aid station, so then we can kind of figure out, like, what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when we kind of started, like, just going into, like, hey, we're just going to get everything that the aid station has, and then whatever you eat, and then whatever you don't, you don't. Like,
yeah, it worked. I mean, I was never really, like, there's some things I didn't want, but, like, there wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, so we get to Mingus, so we planned the whole time the shower at Mingus.
Yep.
Change clothes for the first time, really. We did that. I don't think it took forever. I don't think we were there over an hour, which is pretty good for a shower. I know you guys kept telling me to get a massage. I, for some reason, didn't want a massage.
Yeah.
And part of it was because I felt like I smelled so bad, I didn't want the lady to touch me.
Yeah. I mean, that's very valid. I'd probably be thinking the same thing.
I know she probably didn't care, and she's probably been doing it all day, but I just had this feeling like, oh, I'll get one after I shower, and then you guys were like, oh, well, the shower's over here, and then we'd have to come back over here, and I was like, well, then I don't really care about the massage, because I wasn't, like, in any pain or anything yet. There wasn't anything. I don't even think my ankle started swelling yet.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think that was at Sedona Posse grounds. Noticed it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Yeah, so we get showered. Nate takes me out of Mingus as well. Down, which we have heard folks for a week. And I saw Sally even on her recap was like, oh, I just love that descent from Mingus to Jerome. And we've heard this all week long before the race. Me and Nate do it. Folks, it's terrible. Okay? Like, straight up, it is a rock. It's cool because it's in the forest. It looks cool. If you are completely fresh and the weather's good, it's probably a really fun run.
Yeah.
You can go up the mountain, come down the mountain into Jerome, cool little city.
Yeah.
But on 110-mile legs, rocky descent, and then it hailed on us. Yeah. Twice. I actually don't know if that was on the way up or the way down, but one or the other. It hailed on us 2 times. One time it was cool. The first time it was just like, which is crazy because it didn't even rain. It never rained, but it hailed. Like this little BB size, perfectly round, it seemed like hail for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then it stopped. And then we got up to like the top of the mountain. So maybe this was on the way up. And it went hard, like sideways, 40-mile-an-hour wind hail, where like I was using my sunshirt to like block it from pelting me in the face.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Nate told you guys about that, but yeah, it was serious.
Yeah, no, Nate definitely had some colorful words to say about his 2 sections, because he seemed like he got kind of screwed a little bit on the segments that he was pacing, because like it went from like mine being really easy. Or not like really easy, but like pretty doable stuff. And then Nate took over for his 2 sections, and he just got the rough end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, and he didn't bring poles, and I used poles, and I can't imagine, dude. I know that descent was hammering his quads, because it was hammering my quads with poles, and I'm like, dude, he's on the struggle bus, 200%. And like not to say like he handled it fine, and never once did I hear him complain. It wasn't like I was smoking him or like dropping him or anything like that. Like he was fine. But I just knew, because I knew how rough it was, and I knew that it was tough.
Yeah,
tough
yeah. No, as soon as you guys came into the aid station, we'll talk about the aid station at Jerome, because I know you guys had a little.
Oh, dude, yeah. So we come off the mountain, and we're just like looking for Jerome pretty much, and we hit like this. It's kind of like a gravel road, real cush, right? And the running's good. It's downhill, and you're like, okay, we can find them. We were starting to run a little bit, and we see down below what looks like an aid station. You can see the top of an ultra tent. You can see like a big canopy, like the start of the race and stuff like that. So like, okay, like that's the aid station, you know?
Yeah.
And so we get down there, and the lady's standing there, and she's like, I'm like, is this the aid station? She's like, no, you got 2 more miles. And I was like, okay, what the crap, you know? Because I was just ready, dude. I mean, that descent is a seriously tough descent. We were beat because you go from 108 to 123, I think, or 124. So it's 15, 16-mile section. And we come down into Jerome, and even then, we're like, where is this aid station, dude? And I remember me and Nate make a joke like, oh, it's probably way down over there. And it was past that. Like, we made a joke at how far it was going to be away, and it was farther than that. And we get into the city, and we run past, like, the bars and stuff, and people are kind of yelling out the saloon doors because Jerome's like a tiny little city. Yeah, like, from what I saw.
Yeah, it's literally like a little like mountain town. Like it's literally just winding roads that go down the side of the mountain. Like, there's super like beautiful
hotel.
Yeah, like super beautiful city, but probably not that fun to have to go back and forth down the roads.
Yeah, we went back, and then at one point we took 3 turns, and I was like, that means we just did a circle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Essentially, we did 3/4 of a circle. I'm like, are we going in circles right here? And it's like, it seems like it. Yeah. And but anyways, so then we finally popped down into Jerome, and is that the taco place? That was tacos.
Yeah, that was tacos.
We were in that parking lot.
Yep. Yeah, right on that little cliff.
Yeah,
overlooking.
Those things were killer though.
Yeah, they were.
Those tacos were good.
Yeah, because that was the tacos and then also the cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah. I waited for one of those. Yeah. Yeah, because those were like the specialty cinnamon rolls. It was a big deal. But you're like, oh, they're not ready yet. And then somebody's like, I'll go check on them. Yeah. And then we got one before I went out.
Yeah, and that was also the time where probably the biggest blunder of the crew, which was my fault, happened. Because you were getting ready to go back out. Mm-hmm. And like you were getting all your stuff on because it was starting to get dark, and so like it's starting to get a little bit colder, and you're like, "Let me get my beanie."
Oh yeah, that was
good. So you said, "Let me get my beanie," and so I was like, "All right, cool." I grab it, I throw it into the back of the car, and it sits right on the ledge, and then the wind blows it off right into our bucket of water that we just washed your feet in.
Yeah.
And I remember like you weren't like mad, but I remember you just started laughing, and you're just like, "Come on." You're like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Kyle threw the beanie in the water.
Yeah. And then I instantly was like, I'm going to go check on that cinnamon roll. And I left.
Got a rebound.
Yeah, dude.
But I had another beanie. Yeah. So we were good. But it was funny, dude. Because it's like, and then everybody's making jokes. Like, everything's gone smooth until now.
Yeah. And, I definitely got dogged on for a little bit.
It was just a beanie in the water, dude. That wasn't the biggest one. Yeah. We'll get there. That wasn't number one. But
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that was just the first one.
Yeah.
Minus the change. Yeah. But the change, we're good with the change. Yeah. But beanie in the water. But like I said, we had another beanie, no big deal.
Yeah.
We move out. Who did I move out of Jerome with? Was that with Noah?
That was with Noah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, where did we go?
You guys went, I think there was one aid station, and then you guys ended up in Sedona.
Because I thought that might be with John.
No, wait.
Oh, Noah, we went to Dead Horse. What aid station was Dead Horse?
Dead Horse was that one in that little like camping ground.
Oh yeah, because this was hilarious because we got like the flattest, cushest like section, and I remember pulling in and telling Nate, I'm like, dude, you're gonna be pissed because we just got the easiest section of the whole course, and you just got dog walked through like 30 miles, and Noah just got like the cushest little, what is it, like an 8-mile piece through there. 9 miles.
Yeah. You that was like the first thing you said when you came in. You're like, Nate, you're gonna be so pissed.
And he was.
Yeah, he was.
And Noah was just laughing. Yeah. We ran. Noah's a faster guy, so like we were chilling through there.
Yeah.
It was nice though to have a little bit of a break after that decline and descent. You know, it was pretty chill coming into Dead Horse. And what was that aid station? Where was that one?
The Dead Horse one?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
That's between Jerome and Sedona. Yeah. It's where I picked up John. I just don't remember what that looked like.
It was where was it? I want to say it was where one of the races ended. I don't know if it was the Bradshaw Brute.
Okay.
Because I remember there was a bunch of people like waiting for like people to finish their race. Mm-hmm. And then because like we got there like an hour or so before you were supposed to pull up.
Yeah.
And we parked, and then some guy came over and was like, hey, like you got to leave until like your runner's 15 minutes out because like of everyone trying to see their runners finish the other race.
Is that the one that was like in the parking lot that was far away?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, wait. Thor.
No.
That's later on.
That's Munns Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. This one, it was like middle of the night.
Yeah, because it's right before I picked up John. We went into night 2.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I remember, night 2. Yeah, so John, we went from Dead Horse all the way to Sedona Posse Grounds, but there was a aid station in between there, Deer Pass. That was some rough running. Nights were hard, dude. After night 1, it got real hard to stay awake.
Yeah.
It just... And I think that a lot of this is like during the day. It's not even about it being daylight, but the course is so beautiful that like you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
At night, that's all gone.
Yeah,
baby.
you're literally
that's
you're just
feet in front of you,
yeah.
and you're praying to make it to the next aid station, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're just trying to hold your eyes open.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if I took any dirt naps through there. I know we got to the Deer Pass aid station. And I was just hoping it was a place I could sleep. It wasn't. Like, it just wasn't conducive to sleeping. So we popped in there, sat down. I think we talked to a guy for a little bit that, I don't know, John said he was cool. I remember him annoying the crap out of me. And maybe this was night 2 or night 3, because John did night 3 with me too. So, no, you did night 3 with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to
Yeah, that was the night.
So this was night 2. Okay, that's good. And yeah, this guy, I don't remember what he was talking about, but he was annoying to me.
Just yapping?
Yeah, he's like telling me that like the Eldon climb wasn't bad and everything else. And I'm like, dude, I'm on 140-mile legs. Like everything is bad right now. And I just remember being annoyed by the guy. But we literally, as soon as we moved out of that aid station, John was like, that guy was cool, huh? And I was thinking in my head, like, no, dude, I hated that guy. Yeah. And it's probably just because I was in a bad mood, folks. Like, just because I was so tired. Because at this point, I'd only slept 20 minutes, and then the dirt nap with Nate on the way up Mingus Mountain. Yeah. And I don't think I'd slept again yet. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, no. Because each of the Dead Horse and Jerome, you didn't sleep at all at either of those aid stations. Like, we literally, we kicked you. Like, that was like one of the ones where like we stuck to that quick. 10 to 15 minutes and you were out of there.
Yeah, and I don't know if I took any dirt naps with John between Dead Horse and Sedona Posse Grounds. I'd be surprised if I didn't, but I might not have.
I feel like I remember John saying that you took one.
I may have. Yeah, so that would have been 10 minutes or less, because they were never more than 10 minutes. I never told anybody more than 10 minutes on a dirt nap. I know that. So then daylight hits in there sometime because I pull into Sedona. Yeah. And that's when the first time I got emotional was coming into Sedona. And it was literally right outside the aid station. I go to remember John asked me if I wanted to call Molly, and I was like, yeah, I do actually. And she didn't answer. And then I call her mom, and it got real confusing here because her mom's like, oh, yeah, she's on a flight. And I was like, oh, where's she going? And she said, Arizona. And then she said, oh, no, Arkansas. So then I thought there was like some surprise flight come. I mean, how would I not think that, right? Because I had no knowledge before the race that Molly was going to Arkansas at all, which it was a last minute thing for her and the job she's working right now. But then her mom, like, I thought she like slipped up, you know what I mean, said Arizona, and then like tried to self-correct to Arkansas, you know? And I can't get a hold of Molly, so I am guessing she's on a flight, you know? Yep. And anyways, so I'm just like, whatever in my head with that. I'm like, that's something weird going on. I call my buddy Graz, and who's here in town, one of my best friends, and like, just remember, like, I could hear that he was emotional and just told me that he was proud of me. And even right now, like, it hits me so weird. And, like, I just, like, started crying, you know? And I think I was realizing, like, how big of an accomplishment this was, like, not only for me, but to the people around me. Like, they knew how hard that I'd worked. They knew what this meant to me. They knew that, like, I was doing this, like, for more than myself, for the grace of God, for all the things that, like, my life has transformed into in the last 3 years. Yeah. It was happening out there. Like, we were putting in the steps that were towards that. Yep. And, like, that was the first time, like, the rest, before then, I think, like, we were just section by section, we're racing, we're having fun, we're at Cocodona. And when he just said the words, like, man, I'm so, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it's something like, I'm just so proud of you, man. Like, I've been watching, and I haven't slept, and I'm just so proud of you, dude. And, like, he's somebody that's known me for 13, 14 years. So he's seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, he's not like somebody that only knows me for the version that I am now. You know, he knows the old, kind of like you. You know, you've known me 6 years, so you know the past version and stuff like that. So it was almost like hearing from my past self that, like, somebody, like, you know me like I knew me. You know what I mean? Instead of all the people that just knew me like this. Yep. And it hit hard, dude. It hit. it hit me right in the feels, and I didn't expect that. You know, I expected the race to be possibly emotional at times, but not like that. And I just remember I was just squatted on the trail crying, and John was like patting my back, and he was just kind of telling me like, this is what it is, man. Like, this is what you came for. You know what I mean? He's like, this is normal. Let it out. He was the perfect guy to have right there. He's been through those types of emotions, like through those 200-mile plus races. And so it was good to have him there. But I just remember coming into Sedona, literally probably still had tears in my eyes. Like, that's how close I was pulling in. I probably looked like a wreck.
Yeah, no, you definitely you came in already pretty, like, you were definitely emotional. Like, we could tell by it.
It wasn't in a bad way.
Yeah, no. It wasn't like I'm hurting kind of emotion.
Yeah,
no,
or like I'm sad. It was like, this is just real. You know, like, it was real.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can explain that. Like, I don't even, because I wasn't sad at all, and I wasn't like, I was just grateful. Like, I was like, dude, we're here. Like, we're doing it. You know?
Yeah.
And it was cool. We pull in there. That aid station's crazy. That was like the what did they call it? Like, they called it something.
That was I think that was the precision aid station.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, because that one was when I went and asked those people. I said, hey, like, because they had the compression leg sleeves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were like,
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I went in there and I was like, hey, can our guy sleep while he has these compression sleeves on? And they're like, he can do whatever he bring him in. We'll take care of him. And so we literally sat you in a chair right outside that little booth, had you eat, cleaned your feet and everything, and then we got you in those compression things, which from what it seemed like the compression, you were just getting kind of.
I was pissed.
Yeah, you were getting pretty pissed off at
that guy's like, what level do you want it at? Yeah. And I was like a 3.
Yeah, and he cranked that bad boy up.
I don't know what he had it at.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were doing damage on my legs, dude. Like, not in a good way at all. And this is right when we took my shoe off and realized that my left front tendon, right there on that ankle foot, my foot was starting. I had cankle. Yeah. Big time, son. Yeah. It wasn't really causing like me to, I don't know, like walk funny or anything like that. It was just swollen. Yeah. It was big time swollen. And so we hit that with the massage gun. We started spraying it pretty hard with the cryo spray. But then we were just like, we got the shoe. Like, I tried to sleep with the thing on. I got pissed at the guy. I'm like, no, just take them off. Like, turn it down. Like, I was just like done with that. Yeah. I was 100% done with that. Yeah. And so I didn't really sleep either there. Yeah. Which probably is the problem that resulted in night 3. Yeah. To be honest, because that means that I was still probably running on 30 to 40 minutes of sleep, and half of that being dirt naps only. And we're, how many hours in? 48 more? Probably 50 something hours in at that point. Yeah. So then we start that day. I pick up Noah, right, at Sedona? Yes. Yeah. Because we went all the way through Sedona Canyon, which was awesome. We hit it in the morning pretty much, right? It was the morning time, yeah. And we climbed up all the Hangover Trail. Absolutely gorgeous. Mountain bikers out there doing crazy stuff. Like going straight down this like rock mountain thing, dude. Crazy, bro. Like you're crawling up it like to get up it, and these guys are bombing it on a mountain bike. Yeah, no brakes. They're just like skirting the brakes and like shifting. I'm like, okay. And then like one section I was getting irritated with the bikers again, because like we had to go up this little single track trail, and they're like walking their bikes down the trail. So it's like a dude and a bike on a single track trail that I like need to go up, Yeah. I'm like, dude, you got to get out of the way. Yeah. And he did. I didn't say anything. He got out of the way, But Noah was a funny pacer through the section, because Noah was like, he would run like there. So to navigate through this section, folks, it's just white spray paint, kind of like how we went through the Dells. It's pretty much just white spray paint on the rocks, leads you to where you need to go. Well, it's not really a straight line to where you need to go. So Noah would run like 2 or 3 ahead and like just point to it, and then I would just go to Noah. So instead of like zigging and zag, like, it wasn't like, I'm not cutting off hundreds of meters here, folks. I'm cutting off like doing a right step instead. Like, I'm going forward. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're placed awkwardly. But yeah, so that was cool. We moved through there. That put us. It says there's a water station in there. I don't really remember needing it, because that section is only like 12 miles. So I was probably full enough to not need a water station. And then we pulled into Schnebley. Yeah, Schnebley Hill. Which one was Schnebley?
That was the one. It was like right on the outskirts of the woods. It was right before you went out and did that solo with the owls.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So it was that little spot in
That's
the woods
right.
right
That
off.
was a cool little area too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty beautiful. Because that's when you started getting into the actual like pine forest.
Right, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there. I don't know why I was so concerned, but I was concerned with like Sally had caught me yet.
Yeah.
I kept like, well, she come through here and like, I don't know. Everybody's like, I don't know, you know. Yeah. From what I remember, but she had not caught me.
Sally. I think when we were leaving the aid station, like right before we left the aid station, I remember seeing like Sally and her little crew like walking out. So like she was like pretty close behind you, probably like 15, 30 minutes, but. Yeah, she still didn't catch up to you.
And this is where I told all you guys not to ever sign up for the race. Right? This is where I'm like, don't sign up for the race.
Yeah, that is when you had the... It was like the little like mini like...
epiphany, dude.
Yeah, you had that little mini crash out moment where you're like, yo, like, screw everyone that's supporting me doing this. You were...
I don't remember all that. I just know that I wasn't stoked.
Yeah, you definitely... But you changed your tune up pretty quick once you left her.
Literally, I think I needed a section on my own to like process what was going on and be grateful again, you know? Yeah, because I got a mile down the road. I took my phone and my headphones because this was a section that I had to do alone because of the protected owl, and I literally take a video, just grateful, dude. Just stoked.
Yeah, we
stoked
literally...
to be there. Everybody needs to do this.
Yeah. we were all in the car driving to Munns Park. And literally, I forget who it was, like, they pulled it up on their phone, and they're like, yo, listen to this guy right now. Like, this is a different person from, like, 20, 30 minutes ago when we were talking to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something. But that was a great section. Really easy running.
Yeah.
I do think that I took a dirt nap somewhere in there because I was by myself, and there was this little bridge. And I remember just, like, laying down on my pack. And I took, like, 5 minutes on my watch, and like I remember getting up and people were like running by me and they're like, dude, that's awesome. Because they had to run on this little bridge and I'm like taking up half the space laying there. Yeah. But anyways, it was a cool section. Just right through the pines. It's like huge double track like roads essentially with like pine needles down. So super cush running. Yeah. Real nice. Yeah. And then we got into Munns Park. And that's where I was upset that the car was so far away from where we were going to go in and out of, too. They forced you guys, like, 3 parking lots over, it seemed like.
So that whole Munns Park, we got there, and we were pulled up in the parking lot right next to the tents, like where the aid station was at. And then we got told that we had to move to that other parking lot on the other side of the church. 'Cause I guess last year or the year before, one of the years... Like, they had, like, the Cocodona people and that church, like, they kind of had, like, a falling out over that parking lot. And so now, like, the church doesn't let them use that parking lot anymore. Okay. And so that way, now we're all the way on this other parking lot, like, a good, like, couple hundred meters away from the actual start, like, the actual
I remember not being happy about... I don't even know if I voiced not being happy about that, but I know that in my head I was like... Why are we going so far away from where the aid station is? And I just knew it wasn't your guys' fault. I was just like, this is kind of...
And that was the annoying thing, too, because, like, once you got to the aid station, like, we had to pull your pack off and then hump all your stuff all the way over to refill your water and, like, your like, all that stuff. And so, like, it was a big hassle at Munns Park.
Yeah, also, Schnebley Hill was another place where I came into the aid station borderline naked again. Because I just gave Noah all my stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 100 meters out, including my shirt. And I was just like in shorts, just walking it in.
Yeah.
I was barebacking in for a little bit.
It was honestly a really, really nice sight to see because, you know, like it was literally like perfect because like you guys like just crested that little hill and it was just you shirtless. Sun's coming up, like the sun's up, like.
Yeah. I just think that like when you wear stuff for so long, like the brief moments I had to not wear anything just felt good.
Oh yeah.
You know, it wasn't about flexing on anybody. All right. If I did, sorry about it. So Munns Park. Yeah. So then we're leading into night 3 coming out of Munns Park. We're in night 3. Yeah. Did I sleep at Munns Park?
I think you might have.
Schnebley? I think I slept. Did I sleep at Schnebley before I went out?
No.
No,
so you didn't.
Maybe Munns.
I think it was Munns. I think we put you in the back of the car for a little bit.
That makes sense, right before the night.
Yeah, because that was when
I went out with John, right?
No, you went out with me.
I went out with you. That's right.
Yeah, because Munns Park was the start of the shenanigans.
Kelly Canyon. So I might have went down. Let's say I went down there for 20, 30 minutes. That makes sense to me. and got up, and then we go to check out of the aid station, and that lady that John knew, Thor, this lady, first of all, acted like she knew me, you know, because she like loved you guys and loved who I was. And she was saying all this stuff, you know, using a lot of vulgar language, which no big deal. Like, I don't care. I hang out with you, so I'm used to it. No, I used to be just as bad, if not worse. But I just remember, like, being annoyed by it. And then at one point, I was having a conversation with her, and she told me that I was stalling. And I'm like, you're the one that's been talking to me for 20 minutes. It wasn't that long. It was like 3 minutes or whatever. Yeah. But she engaged in conversation with us, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then I, like, started just engaging back, and she told me I was stalling, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then she blabbered on a little bit, and I just looked at her and I was like, you got a potty mouth. And it wasn't in a really nice way, folks. The tone wasn't like funny. It was like, I'm tired of you talking.
It was very much like, I'm leaving now, kind of. You're just like, you have a potty mouth, and then you literally just turned your back to her and started walking away.
She said, well, yeah, I'm a sailor. I said, I can tell.
Yeah. You were over. That's when I knew. I was like, all right, we're about to go.
Yeah. And she was nice. You know, she was fired up. But it was
a little much.
Once she told me that I was stalling, it's like, what are you talking about, lady? I've been trying to leave for 4 minutes. You've been talking to me about me and my crew in the Navy and also the Army, like all sorts of crap.
Yeah.
So I find out later that she was the lady that John knew, right? Because I don't even think I knew that at that point.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So then we take off. The route from Munds Park to Kelly Canyon, very runnable, very easy, double track in the pines, from what I remember. I just could not stay awake. It's what, a 13-mile section, 12-mile section. It's 13 miles, a little less than 13 miles. And 4 dirt naps, 5 dirt naps.
Probably 5, if I remember correctly. Because we were doing pretty decent when it was that double track, like it was like the actual like service roads. We got down through there. We went under that little overpass.
I don't remember. Oh yeah.
And then once it hit that,
because we had to skirt and then go.
And then once we got into the woods, like actually into the pines where it was like single track,
it was dark.
1, it was dark. 2, started getting very cold.
Very cold.
Probably got down to like 30. Yeah. Maybe. And then, I remembered I was in front, and I remember watching you. Like, I would be walking, and then I'd just see your headlamp start kind of just scanning the sides of the trail. And then eventually you'd be like, Kyle, 5 minutes. And then you would just flop over and fall asleep.
This is about 190 miles in, folks. So we've got about 60 miles left, which is a lot at this point. I think when I did the calculations, like day 1 I did 83 miles. Day 2 I did like 67. Day 3 I did like 60. It just like slow. We got slower and slower and slower. But that night I just remember that it was cold, and that's what sucked, is like I had to take the dirt naps to eat, because I'm like, my eyelids are just falling asleep while I'm walking. You know, like I didn't even have an option. I'm like, I just wanted one of those dirt naps to work. I don't know if they ever worked at all. It might have been better off just trying to truck through, because once I got up, it's not like I was revitalized. Like I was just fighting for as long as I possibly could again to take another dirt nap. And you couldn't, it's not like I could have slept for 30 minutes there because it was so cold. Like there's no way. And we just trucked that out, dude. That was a death march.
That was a very... I
felt bad for you, but I couldn't do anything.
Because I remember like just sitting there, like whenever you were taking your dirt naps, I remember just sitting on the side of the trail, and I was like, dude, I couldn't sleep right now. Like I tried like laying down also, and I was like, it's too cold, and I just sat back up, and I was just like, this guy must be going through it right now, because
I was sleeping every time.
You were out like instantly.
And but it wasn't doing anything. And that's where I think that we messed up somewhere in taking a longer rest somewhere earlier on. I don't know where. Probably the front. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways, we death marched to Kelly Canyon. And that took a long time. That's the longest half marathon I've ever moved in my life.
Yeah, that felt like the longest 13 miles I've ever done.
Yeah.
Just because because also
it's such a runnable section is what sucks, dude. Like in the daytime, I bet you we breeze that.
Yeah. Because it was, the thing about it too is one, you were exhausted, and then two, if it was a straight shot to Kelly Canyon, it's probably 7 miles.
Oh, wait.
And literally that whole entire trail was just winding back on itself the whole entire way through the, I felt like we passed the same little park 5 times. I was like, dude, what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
And that's why I kept checking my watch, because I was like...
I don't even know if I noticed that, because I was so out of it. I don't think I even noticed it. I remember you saying something about it, but I was just we barely spoke that section either.
Yeah.
We were almost dead silent the whole way.
Yeah. Dude, I knew you were
I was down bad.
Yeah, because I think I tried it, at the beginning we were talking a little bit, but then you started getting to that point where, it was very just, one-word answers, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to let him dial in a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't know what would have helped. Talking to me wouldn't have helped, though, because it would have just probably annoyed me.
Yeah.
Anyways, we finally get to Kelly Canyon. That lady at Kelly Canyon in that aid station was a godsend. That saved our life.
That aid station was awesome.
Yeah, so we pull in. That lady also knew who I was. She's like, I'm Jazz from Arostra Creek.
That was...
I'm like... Because what did I say? I know, you know.
Yeah, no, so...
Because I came in there, I'm a zombie.
Yeah.
Literally a zombie.
Yeah, so we pulled into Kelly Canyon, and, honestly, we had our lights on, so I don't know how she noticed that it was you, first off. But, we're, probably, 100 feet away from her, and she's like, yeah, let's go, Dylan. And I remember you were like, do I know you? Literally, you were just so out of it. You're just like, do I know you? And you're like, yeah, it's me, Jazz, from across the creek. And you're like, okay. You were just out of it, dude.
I still don't know who that is.
I didn't.
So did she also work the aid station at Arostra Creek? Is that what she's saying?
I think so, maybe.
And jump forward? That makes sense, though, because Arostra Creek is so early. It's mile 51, so they're probably torn down by the time I get up. See, I don't think my brain registered how she could be at 2 aid stations at once. Because when you look at the race, it's just one, dude. I don't think about the possibility of somebody completely breaking something down and then also meeting me. Now you're in front of me. You know what I mean? I couldn't even process that. But I do remember, and she's like, do you want a tent? And I think at first I said no, but then I was like, yeah, I need a dang tent. You know? And you were like, yeah, because I was just sitting by the fire for a second.
Yeah.
And then she offered that. They had tents with cots with a million blankets.
Yeah.
And so I go over there. I think, what did we set an alarm for? 40 minutes? 30 minutes?
Yeah. I think originally it was 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah. And I get up. You come get me. And we have a conversation. Because I didn't feel like I got anything out of that.
Yeah.
I know I slept for 40 minutes. And it was the most comfortable sleep that I'd had. It was amazing. But I was still very tired. And could feel it. And I was like, and it was what? It was 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning? It was 4. Because I think we did a calculation. We're like, okay, if I do 40, 45 more minutes, when we get up, we'll break dawn and we'll be able to move again in the morning.
Yep.
And I think that I was like, you can call John and talk to him. And then, I don't even know if we call it, I don't even know if we talk to John. I think we just made a decision. We're like, that's probably the best.
Yeah, because it was, there was that little piece in the back of my head. Whenever you said that, I was like, oh, maybe he's getting a little bit too comfortable. But then also, at the same time, I was like, if you didn't take that extra, 40, in that other 40 minutes to sleep, you probably would have taken another, 10 dirt naps on our way to the next aid station. And so, that time wouldn't have mattered anyhow.
Right.
And so,
we might have talked through that even, too.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you were you brought it up, and I said, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, let's just do that, because regardless, if you don't, and you just take a bunch of dirt naps on the way, you're going to eat up more time than just sleeping here until the sun started coming up.
Yeah. And then, I went down for another 40, 45 minutes, and not even that long, because I got up early, because I remember your alarm went off, and I was, standing over your shoulder.
I was sitting at the fire. Yeah. And this is when I started feeling like I was getting sick. Mm-hmm. And I didn't sleep the whole entire time. and I literally just had like the blanket like wrapped around me, and I just like had my head down, which also messed my back up severe because I spent 40 minutes just hunched over like a little gremlin in this chair, and my alarm goes off, and I shoot up out of the chair to go wake Dylan up, and like I walk past Dylan because he's like standing behind me.
I just let you too.
Yeah, you literally like I literally walked by.
I thought it was hilarious.
I had to do like a double take, and I was just like, oh. I was like, all right.
I honestly thought that was funny.
Yeah.
In my head. I was like, I planned it. Like, this is going to be funny.
Yeah, dude.
So that's how I knew, and I was in a better mood.
Yeah.
And we moved better.
Yeah.
Out of there for the next 8 miles. The sun came up probably 20 minutes outside of us moving, right? Because it wasn't up when you got up, I don't think. When I got up, I don't think that the sun had risen yet.
It literally just started rising probably like 20 minutes into us moving.
Yeah, and then we moved into Tut Hill.
Yep.
Tut Hill was cool. Huge aid station there.
Yeah.
We got everything refit. I didn't sleep because we were done at that point. I slept a lot.
Yep.
We had to answer the questions at Tut Hill. I think I was with Noah.
So
at Tut Hill, mile 210, they make you like answer sanity questions, I guess. What's your name? What's your bib number? What day is it? Where are you? Just those are the questions. I remember I was frustrated with the lady. She was making a 125 miler answer the questions in front of me. It's like, this lady has only been out here for like 20 hours. Like she's fine. You know what I mean? Let her through. And she couldn't speak good English. So this lady was like hounding her on what day it was or something like that. And the lady like wasn't sure, but she was completely sane. I was like, dude, this lady's fine. I can tell. You know what I mean? I'm 60 hours in. I can tell.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, I didn't have any problem answering the questions. That was pretty simple. I went to the bathroom there, I remember. And then me and Noah took off.
Yep.
And I think me and Noah got another really chill section.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say at Tut Hill was that was also when that oatmeal.
Oh, so was it Nate then that I took out of there?
Yeah, it was Nate.
Not Noah, but Nate.
I remember because
oatmeal, dude, good.
Yeah, you were still like you were doing a lot better from the previous night, but like you were still kind of like tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got you like 2 or 3 cups of that oatmeal, and then you were fired right back up.
I was housing it.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. And honestly, if we were to do it again, we could oatmeal me like every aid station, I think.
Yeah.
And
that might be the superfood for you.
It might be. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like it for everything. I use it in a lot of stuff. I just don't think every aid station had it.
Yeah.
But it would have been worth it to have like a jet boil just to have oatmeal everywhere.
Yep.
You know, because it's so quick to make too.
Yeah.
And so easy to eat, so easy to digest, ton of energy. But yeah, John even was telling Nate, he's like, dude, this oatmeal's about to fire him up.
Yep.
And it was. Yeah. And so then we move out of there, and man, we moved good. Nate and I moved real good.
Yeah.
And we ran a lot, which was nice. 210 miles in, and we come into Walnut Canyon. From Walnut, which one was Walnut?
Walnut Canyon was. Were you able to have the crew was able to go there, right?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
It's in between Tut Hill and Wildcat. I took John out of there. What section was that? I don't know, but I know it was pretty easy, but we walked a lot of it because I was still under 20 minutes a mile, which was pretty much the goal at that time. If I was moving, I wanted to be at 3 miles an hour or better.
Yeah.
My breathing, somewhere in here is when, I don't know when we got the nasal spray. Maybe it was somewhere around here, but I was like, and then when I finally blew the stuff out of my nose, I thought it was going to be dirt, blood chunks. Like, I didn't know that's what was going on up there, but apparently from what I know now, the altitude was, I guess bursting those blood vessels inside them, which is common if you don't have any altitude training, which we live right now at like 500 feet. So literally zero altitude training, straight to Flagstaff. Flagstaff is at like 6,000 feet. We've been in that now for 20 hours or so, not including the climbs that we've done before that. So something to note is just somehow getting altitude training in if you go out there, or having nasal spray early and the Mucinex, maybe an inhaler, something, dude, because that's when I started to get wrecked. I ran that section good with Nate, And then I was wrecked again. Like, literally got one section out of that oatmeal, and we were in trouble again. Just my breathing. Like, I wasn't tired. I wasn't, like, hurting. my breathing was so bad. And I remember just telling John how tough it was and telling you guys how hard it was to run. You know? But, yeah, I take John from Walnut to Wildcat, and Wildcat's the last time that I see you guys before Buffalo Park.
Yeah.
And the Eldon climb. And this is all on your own. It's about 4,000 feet of climbing. Took me a really long time.
Yeah.
I also think I got sunburnt somewhere in day 4 or day 3. My lips were in rough shape. I could not lose chapstick. We rolled through, folks, like 6 tubes of chapstick.
It's honestly, like, it has to be studied, like, how this guy loses chapstick so easily. Like, he's probably going to lose that stick before this thing's over with.
Yeah. I did lose so many tubes of chapstick. Yeah. And I would just pull into an aid station, like, hey, guys, where's the chapstick? And you're like, bro, what's in there?
Yeah. Yeah. You even ended up using, like, the 2 that I bought for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably moved through 5 tubes of chapstick.
Easily.
And not because I used them, because I lost them.
Yeah.
They're out there somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe they help somebody else.
Yeah, they're forever part of Cocodona now.
Yeah.
Those are the aid stations.
Yeah, and that was rough. And this is all... Wildcat's also the section where we had 2 blunders in one. One of them was John was, like, telling you how to pack the jacket.
Dude,
Folks, so we're trying to pack all my stuff for Eldon. It's still warm out. Like, it's like 4 p.m., 6 p.m. I left out of Wildcat. But it was hot. It was hot that day.
Yep.
And so we were going to roll out in a sun shirt, but had to take the jacket because we anticipated Eldon to be crazy cold at the top of Eldon. So had to take everything we could up with us. And so John was explaining to Kyle, like, how to pack the jacket in the in my pack. And he said, telling him to pretty much put the body section down in the flap and leave the arms out to save space, and the arms can kind of just free flow. Well, I didn't know this at the time either, folks, because I was out of my mind. But he told Kyle this, and Kyle was also out of his mind because we just went through the Kelly Canyon Death March, and Kyle hadn't slept yet either.
Yeah, well, no. So what I will say is I did sleep. I think that's why I don't remember Walnut Canyon, because after we got to Tut Hill and I switched off, that was when, like, I was, like, peak, like, I was sick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. Like, I still don't know what I got. Like, I just got over it, like, within the last 2 days. But, like, I had, like, a super crazy fever. Like, my head was killing me. I was getting nosebleeds. And, like, I remember John sitting there and telling me how to pack this jacket. And I said, I got it. And then started doing it. And then I just stared at the bag because I
looked at you and you were just... You were looking at like quantum physics, dude.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and then John explained it to me again, and I looked him straight in the face, and I was like, John, I hear what you're saying, but my brain is not comprehending it. And then,
that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, and then Noah thankfully, like, snatched it out of my hand, and he's like, I got it, and then he packed it up for you, because I was like, dude, I was so, like, just out of it. I was like.
I also remember I just was dreading climbing Eldon at night.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I was procrastinating getting out of that aid station.
Yeah.
And John was like, we got to get you out of here, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, like, John, not in a way that, like, for time or anything like that. It's just, we weren't going to sit there and sleep all night. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the sooner I start, the sooner we're done.
Yeah.
It was essentially the mindset at that point. It was going to be slow. My breathing was going to be bad.
Yeah.
But it's just what had to happen, you know? So I clicked out of there by myself. The climb was really hard. You climb up really 2 mountains because you go up Little Eldon, and you're, like, zigzagging to the backside, and then it'll get really cold. I took my jacket on and off probably 4 times on the climb because depending on what side of the mountain you were on, there was wind or not wind. And the windy side was really cold, and the other side was, like, when I was climbing, I got hot. So, like, on and off with the jacket, which was crazy annoying.
Yeah.
And so I really needed probably, like, that windbreaker would have honestly sufficed, like, almost the whole thing. But not what happened. I climb up. I just remember being, like, at the bottom of Little Eldon, or even, I don't know what it was, but I looked up at the side of the mountain, and it's, like, almost dark, and you can just see headlamps way up there. And you just know how far you have to go, you know? And it's like, it makes you wish you did it at daytime because you can't see headlamps like that, you know? And, like, it's probably easier to see. But I just remember, like, that's where we have to get to, and it's going to be long, and it's going to be hard. And then I remember eventually getting up to that place, and I'm looking down, and I see other headlamps, and I'm like, dude, I know what y'all are going through.
yeah, I know they're pissed.
I'm praying for y'all, man, because it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we are almost at the top of Eldon, and I knew I was moving slow. And there's a point right before you get to the top where it becomes like a road, kind of like you can drive a vehicle up there to where those antennas and stuff are at. There's like a little building on top of some stilts up there. And my breathing was so bad that I stopped at one point, and I am on my poles, and my heart is just thumping. And I'm not doing anything, and it is just thumping out of my chest. And I was super scared about the situation of my breathing. And thinking about things like cardiac arrest and heart attack. And so I sit down. Folks, I'm at like mile 247 out of 255. Like, we are right there.
Yeah.
And I'm contemplating needing to DNF to save my life, essentially. Like, I don't know. And I sit down and I take my pack off, and I'm pretty much about to call John, and a little white butterfly landed on my pack. And I took that as a sign that that God was with me, and that I was going to make it up the hill.
Yeah.
And I truly don't believe that I should have tried. And I've told a couple people this. The first thing I said to you guys when I saw you is, I think I almost killed myself. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the first words that I said to you guys when I saw you, because that's how I legitimately felt. Like, I was like, I think I made a stupid decision. But we made it, and I was taking 10 steps at a time and stopping and taking like 3 to 5 deep breaths and then taking 10 steps again for like 400 meters up this hill. It probably took me 45 minutes to an hour. It should have taken me 20 minutes, you know? And it was the scariest thing, and I said this on this podcast yesterday. I think that at that point, I legitimately reached the end of my own physical capabilities, and God gave me the rest. Just gave me that 400 meters of climbing. Was like, we have to finish this story. You know what I mean? Like, you earned it. You've done all this in my name. You've done it for me. You submitted yourself to me, Dylan. Like, you've been preaching my name. You can't make it, but I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah. You know, like, that's how it feels now, looking back at it. Because if I was to know you were in that position, I would tell you not to go.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it was. And so just really grateful that I made it up. And then took a picture up there, which came out pretty cool. You could see like all of downtown Flagstaff.
Yeah.
And then the descent, which is absolutely garbage. It is no reward for making it to the top.
Yeah, you think it'd be a little bit easier, but
it's actually slower than climbing.
Yeah. Because
of how hard it is to descend. Plus, it was 1 a.m. at this time, probably.
Yeah. So
it was very dark. You have to climb down rocks. You're stepping probably 2 feet down at a time from rock to rock on 240-mile legs.
Yeah.
With poles, and your poles can't even really get into places at times. There were times where you couldn't use your poles at all. You'd have to actually like butt scoot down or something. So I would just take my poles and literally just throw them like 10 feet down the trail, and then eventually pick them up again. And did that a few times. And at this point, I was kind of checking the tracker because I thought I was off course for a second, and my watch stopped showing me the route. Like, it had the little arrow for me, but it didn't have the route. So I was like, I don't know where I am. And I saw Sally was getting close at that time, and she was closing distance. But I got down, took forever. It's like 2,000 feet of descent in 2 miles. It is insanely tough. And then you get down into this forest area. And what's rough about this is you kind of think you're done. And it's a long section out of there. I don't know how long it is, but it feels like forever. And it's got some sneaky climbing in there, which you're just like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to climb anymore. I don't want to see any more hills. I don't want to see any more rocks. Like, put me on the road to Flagstaff and let me run into Heritage Square. Like, that's all you want to do.
Yep.
But you're at mile, 249 or so at this point, 250. You've got 4 or 5 miles left, and it's not an easy 4 or 5 miles for a little bit of that. But we pull into, Sally passes me somewhere in there, and like, she kind of came up to me, and she's like, oh, go ahead. And I was like, no, I can't breathe, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Sally. And she like motored past me. She gapped me like immediately. She was running good. I was like, that's kind of crazy, but okay.
Yeah.
And then we pull into that aid station, that Trinity Heights, which is just like a couple people in a tent. And I was actually feeling okay. And Sally immediately like plopped down on a cot, and like they pulled her in front of a heater. She started falling asleep and like throwing up, and then fell asleep. I was housing quesadillas, like wrapped in a blanket, dude.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You're the first guy we've had come through here that can eat anything, and you're eating good." And I'm like, "Well, I'm hungry."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I just climbed the mountain. Dude.
Yeah.
I almost died. Like, I'm eating quesadillas.
I said you ran that 249 miles to get to those quesadillas, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat them.
And that's when I called you guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, I can't breathe. Like, I'm in a bad spot. Like with my breathing. Can y'all meet me at Buffalo Park?" Which we kind of didn't really know about, that being like what unofficial aid station.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much an aid station. It's just like that's where the crew can meet up with you to walk in with you.
Yeah, but if you need aid there, like there's nothing that we couldn't have done.
Yeah,
that we knew of.
Yeah,
we didn't really do anything.
Yeah, no, we literally just ditched like some of like the extra water and stuff that you had that you didn't need anymore.
Yeah, my poles.
Yeah,
and and then we walked it in. John met us down there, and that was super cool. Walking it in, telling stories, laughing, joking.
Yeah, dude, hooping and hollering.
Yeah. I was like, "Why are we going so fast?" And you guys were like, "You're dictating the pace, dude."
Yeah. You kept.
We weren't going fast. We were doing like probably 16-minute walking though. And,
You would start cooking, and so like we'd be walking with you, and then out of nowhere you'd be like, "Why are we going so fast?" And you slow back down, like this is like, dude, this is all you right now, baby.
Yeah, and just I think that the best part about, like, if I was to want to end the race again, I'd want to do it like 24 hours prior, because being able to run on those roads with no cars on them, or walk or whatever we were doing on those roads with no cars on them, was cool.
Oh yeah. That's what
like,
where I got.
In the daytime, you don't get that experience, you know. But us, just at 3 a.m. just motoring down, like literally just the boys on a stroll, you know, in Flagstaff is what it felt like. And little did anybody else know that, the neighborhoods that were 253 miles deep into the race, we've all been through 4 days of just a wild ride. And we're just strutting down the streets, dude, like a gang.
That's where I was able to get that cool action shot of you and the other three walking down the middle of the road.
It's like the hottest Cocodona album cover.
Dude. Dude.
Yeah, it's a sick picture, and it really like encompasses like our crew. You know what I mean? That like we were one unit, moving through this thing the whole time. Yeah, and it kind of showed like, to me, like how separated we were, but by the end, just literally one. You know, just boys. Didn't know anybody. Everybody knew me kind of. Yeah. Nobody knew each other at all. Yep. And two of the people I'd never met before in person. Yeah. And by the end, dude, I mean, we still have a group chat that we're talking in every day. Yeah. And we're trying to plan who's going to the next race that we can make this happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude. So, from like the crew point of view, it was super cool, because literally all of us in that car for those 4 days never met each other. Literally, you were the only link to like any of us.
Yeah, and like, a little bit of running.
Yeah, like the one thing that we all had in common was like we were there to see you crush it. And then literally, dude, it didn't even take a day. Like literally, you left that start line, and we sat at like a coffee shop for like 5 hours before we had to go to Crown King, and like we were all already like chopping it up and laughing, and like that lasted the whole entire way, all the way until we walked into Buffalo Park.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it was great. We come in, and that guy said I was on the live feed, but I don't think I was. But I wish I was, because it was hilarious.
They might have taken you off.
Yeah, this guy pulls up with a camera, and I was blabbing something at first, and he's like, "Oh, you're on the live feed. Like, what are you thinking about?" I was like, "I'm thinking about DNFing."
Yeah. You're like, I think I'm about DNF. You're like, who needs a belt buckle? Yeah, and he's just like, all right.
Joking, he didn't think it was that funny.
Yeah, no, dude.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. And then, like, also, it doesn't help. The dude, like, put us on camera, like, a half mile away from the finish line.
Yeah, I started jogging way too early.
Yeah, they're like, he's like, run it in, finish strong. And you're like, yo, you're like.
Like, how long do we have to take? 2 blocks. It was way longer than 2 blocks, dude. And, I felt like on on Fast and the Furious when he's like, too soon, bucko, or whatever he says, dude, and blows past him.
Yeah.
That was me, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to truck it in, man, because we were too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we take the right turn into Heritage Square, jump up, tap the thing, and finished up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be more of an emotional finish, but I think that I was just drained, dude. I don't think it was possible to have any more emotion, you know? But really cool finish, and we got a good picture afterwards, and there's really nobody there at Heritage Square.
Yeah,
I think just us.
Yeah, I think you came in at like
3:40 or something like that.
Yeah, like super early in the morning, so a lot of the crowd was gone.
Yeah, 94 hours, which, like I said again, like I would still rather finish at that time and go down those streets in the dark than finish in the day for the crowd. Yeah, you know, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah,
like, the crowd's cool and everything, but I like the way we did it.
Yep.
So, after that we got the hotel.
Yeah, we
hit it hard,
dude.
We were in the same bed. I couldn't sleep, folks. Like it just things. What's crazy, and I talked to John, everybody about this, but it's like I was running into Heritage Square, and by the time, because I tried to eat that burger. Remember, I took one bite, and I was like, I'm not eating this.
Yeah.
Like it was, dude. It was a rock. It was dry. It was trash. That burger.
Yeah.
But it's all. I mean, they were trying it. They're still making food at 3 a.m, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But and such a weird fit because then you're just sitting there with the belt buckle, and you're kind of like, what's next, dude? Like, where's the next aid station? Because you've been doing that for years. I was like programmed. It's like, all right, time to go to the next place, and there wasn't a next place, you know, the hotel. But I just remember like getting up to go to the car, and I could barely walk, and I was like, what if I had to go more miles? It's like my body knew that we were done. Yeah, it's like my mind told my body like, time to shut down, big dog. You're done. Yeah, and just always. I remember asking John, I was like, what if there was another aid station? He's like, your body would know. You'd go. And I'm like, that's just crazy, you know? But you guys got a hotel motel Holiday Inn for us to crash out in. That thing was a little janky.
Yeah, it was a little janky. That was like a very like last minute thing where like, because like we thought about it and we're like, there's the 5 of us gonna sleep in this little Mitsubishi Outlander, like, so like we were just like,
there's nothing to do for the next like couple hours at least, you know. There's nothing's open. Yeah, you know, there's nobody really finishing. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really an option.
Yeah, that's why we ended up getting the hotel. So then, like that way, you could shower.
Yeah, I did shower. That was nice, and getting a fresh set of clothes. Yeah, we laid down in the same bed, and then Nate and John were in a bed. Noah was on the floor. Yeah, you racked out immediately. Yeah, I was dealing with some regular pains, and I just couldn't sleep. I was already starting to sweat.
Yeah, probably the pains, and then the mix of me.
Dude, he was a grizzly bear. Yeah. There were some comments made. Yeah. And then Nate and John went to watch his buddy finish. Yep. So I hopped over into that bed. Yeah. Because I was also just using the gator. I was like spitting out that phlegm still, and blood and whatever was coming out of my nose and lungs. And but I really didn't sleep much. I was in and out a little bit, and then we pretty much all got up and we're like, we got to go see Corey, because my buddy Corey Clark was still on the trail. Perfect timing. We got to go see him over at Wildcat before he climbed Eldon. Yep. And hung out with his crew. We gave Corey some inspirational words. Hung out with them. It was good to see him. You know. Oh, yeah. I think that we helped put him in a good mood to finish. Yeah. You know. No, I mean, not us taking credit from anybody else, but I know that if it was me, it'd be cool to see like a new group of people. You know what I mean? Like a new set of faces for the first time in 4 days or whatever. Yep. And, you know, he got to see me and I had a finish, and he was super proud of me, which I did feel weird about showing up because like I didn't want to deter. Like I didn't want to seem flashy. You know, like, oh, I'm showing up, I'm done. You're not done. Like, because that's not the vibe that I want to get across ever, dude. Like, And this is a thing, too. Anybody out there that finishes that race, I don't care if it's Rachel at 56 hours or that Wayne guy at 2 minutes over 125 hours. If you finish that thing, you're a dog, son. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a dog. If you even attempt it, dude, like, full credit, kudos, because it's a huge investment physically, mentally, financially, you know. So, just credit to everybody that even towed the line to start the race. And anybody that's in the lottery right now, good luck, baby. Are you in there?
Not yet.
It's closed.
Not yet, till next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if John's getting in either, but
yeah.
Maybe we'll get you in the Sedona 125 or something. But
yeah,
I don't know what else you have for the recap, Kyle, but it was amazing.
Yeah, dude, it was this a super awesome experience, especially seeing you going out there and like honestly, like even though we didn't like hit the time goal that like you had set out, like you were crushing it like the whole entire time. Like there was no point where you're like you weren't like actually like I'm gonna quit. Like I feel like quitting. Like you were very focused and like driven to finish that race. And like our crew, again, awesome dudes. Can't wait for the next race to like get out and fucking work with them again. What was I gonna say? The actual like crewing part throughout of it was honestly like we got super lucky. Like everything was like perfectly timed from a crew aspect.
Okay.
Like we literally, the one spot where we were worried about like having to wait and like kind of hang around was that Bumblebee going up the Crown King. But like other than that, like everything was just smooth sailing for the most part. Like you were honestly super easy to take care of.
Yeah, I know that I just continue to expect myself to get in a bad mood in these races. It doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, like even that time where I'm like, don't sign up for this race, like I'm even half joking saying that. Like everybody knows like I'm not actually like upset, you know, or like cursing the race. Like I'm just like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is really sucking, you know? But this is what we're here for. And that's just something that I would give to anybody is just continue to be happy, like be joyous in the moment. Because I was trying to be that way the whole time, you know? And it's easy to complain out there. And I mean, like I said, I hate the rocks out there, all that stuff. But sitting right now, like the hardest thing post-race has been not signing up for that lottery, dude. Yeah. And I'm glad it passed yesterday. I'm glad that I avoided it. Like, I need a year off, you know? Yeah. But that's how amazing this race is, that the whole time I could sit there and curse the rocks and the climbs and the air and the altitude. And I'm telling you, within days of me finishing, I was willing to do it again. Yeah. You know? It's just an incredible. The staff there is crazy. Like every aid station is just incredible. Dude.
Yeah, that whole entire event is like organized beautifully.
Yeah, the course marking. We never got lost. We got lost for like half a second, but only because the sign was knocked over. Yeah, that's the only reason. If the sign's up, we never get lost. We never even take. And like I said, it was like 100 meters. It was nothing. Yeah, literally, like we walked past the sign, and then immediately my watch started going off saying we're going in the wrong direction. Yeah,
so, like,
yeah. Super simple.
Yeah, did not. That's what like it makes me wonder where some of the people got lost at. Like I don't know.
But I guess if you're moving fast, if I'm moving fast, I would just run GPS the whole time. Yeah, like I would just run it wide open. Yeah. Which I mean, I guess another thing for people, like a lot of people ask like, how'd you charge your watch? And it's just we just plug it in at multiple aid stations. If I was going to be there for like 20 minutes or more, we would just plug in the watch. Yep. And it was good the whole time. Yeah. No issues with that. Phone-wise, I just don't use my phone a lot, so I don't know if we maybe had to charge it once. Yeah, I think we charged it before you went up Eldon, and then also that one little section where you were on your own in that owl endangered spot, the endangered owl spot. But that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I know some people asked about wildlife we saw. Me and Nate saw a coyote, or maybe that was me and John. I saw some deer on night one. Me and Noah saw a big old bull snake. And at one point, I don't think you and I really saw anything. Yeah, we were just fighting for our lives out there, dude. We were fighting for our lives. Yeah. Gear wise, I'll do a whole nother video on gear and how I set everything up, and maybe throw that on YouTube or something like that. Man, I don't really have much else, dude. Yeah. Well, actually, one thing we didn't cover was that the biggest blunder you were talking about at Wildcat. Oh, yeah. So coming out of Wildcat, everything was was good. We're gonna climb Eldon alone, 19 miles through the night, and luckily I have my phone on. Yeah. And get a call probably quarter mile, half mile. We'll say quarter mile. Yeah. Just to save face. Quarter mile. Right at a quarter mile down the road, and get a call And Nate's like, "Hey man, hold," and I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "We forgot your lights." Yeah. And I'm like, literally, I think that's what I did. Yeah. It was something like that. And they're like, "All right, we're sending the speedy guy, aka Noah." And I wait probably 4 minutes, and Noah's there, and I didn't have any light source on me at all besides my phone. So I would have, now looking at it, I would have had to climb Eldon and descend Eldon with my cell phone light.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
If we would have got to that point.
We literally started packing up after he left the aid station, and literally I hear John say, "Is this Dylan's?" And we go to the front seat, and your waist light and your headlamp are both sitting on the charger still. And we're like, oh boy, like this is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was good though. Yeah. You guys were a huge support, man. And if just to give people advice, man, get yourself a crew that works together. Although ours was just luck because we didn't know that we were. Now we know that we could throw any of us together, and seriously, I think we could shove anybody through any race that we had to. Minus serious injury, I think we could get any of us, or any runner. I don't even care who you are. So we're hiring. Hire us. But
we are for hire. And we'll tell you what, right now the mood will be awesome the whole entire time.
And it was, because every time I pulled in, dude, you guys were fired up, and every time I went out, you guys had a story from like the section before. John was telling me about the cappuccino thing where Nate and Noah would be arguing about the size of a cappuccino, or it's like I had FOMO while I was out running the trails because you guys were having such a good time, dude, and that made me happy, bro. Like I was like, dude, they aren't sucking. You know what I mean? Like, you're sucking in the way, like not getting good sleep, like packing the car. But you guys were having a blast, and I got that vibe every time I saw you guys, because we pulled in, and you guys would just start cracking jokes, telling stories, and I was just loving it, dude. Just listening and hanging out. Yeah, and it made it easy.
I think that's the biggest thing for like anybody that's like gonna like crew or something like that, is just be positive. Like the worst thing you can do, like if your runner comes in and like they're not in a good headspace, like you're not gonna help them by also being not in a good headspace, or like just being like very like, oh, you need to get out of here. Like just keep the mood light. Like
it was always light, dude. Always. And I mean, even when like we were like, hey, we need to get out of here, it was never like in a bad sense. It's like I knew I needed to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like we knew. But it's just, man, we never had an argument of any sorts. We heard about people having arguments with their crew, and we just couldn't even comprehend that. Because it was like the opposite, dude. We were having a blast. Every time you guys saw me, it seemed like everybody was fired up to see me. Everybody was fired up for the next section. Everybody was stoked that I completed the section I just did. You know what I mean? It was like every time I came in and say, hey, good job, you're crushing it, man. You're killing it. You're like just easy stuff, And man, I wouldn't do it with anybody else. That's for real. And this was just hodgepodge dudes, dude. A couple dudes from Tennessee, dude from Idaho, dude from Arizona. And, man, put it together.
And now I got the Hispanic Poppy, dude.
My
man John.
John Clark, man. John, folks, if you guys are out in Arizona, you don't know John Clark, he will literally drop the hat and be at your race, dude, because that's what he did for me. A week out, that guy was at the race, fully committed. And he's a fire chief, I believe. Something of the sorts, but he's trying to hike the Arizona Trail. I think he's going to Tahoe 200 in a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to find the time off to go out there and help him out, but gosh, dude, it's not easy. These 200s, we need to quit our jobs, dude. You guys need to hire us. But I don't think I have a lot more. I know I had a ton of questions, but I just wanted to recap what the race looked like from our point of view. Best I could. I mean, best case scenario, we'd have us all together and do this someday, but maybe next time when we do a race, I could just bring all this stuff and we plop it down, and after the race, we go through it. Dude, raw.
Right after the race.
That'd be nice, dude, with everybody.
Yeah.
But man, you guys should sign up if you haven't signed up. Watch the race. Get into Cocodona. Get into a 200. Do something scary, man. Kyle's probably going to do 100 this year, hopefully. Right? What is it, May? Yeah, we can get you 100 before the end of the year.
Try to do 100 by the end of the year, and then really either Cocodona or like the Bigfoot 200.
Yeah, Bigfoot would be sick.
Yeah.
next year.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, folks, I think that's good for today. We kept it under 2 hours.
We did. Yeah.
It's not bad. We were pretty detailed, I felt like. But yeah, okay, folks, thanks for tuning in to the Made New Project. This is Cocodona 250 2026 recap with number one hype man, Kyle Southern.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, folks, keep hammering.